Wishing you all the love in the world, all the love in the world, all the love in the world, all the love in the world. When your path's unclear and the night shadows drawing near, when your mind is cloudy with fear, can't see the road, don't know which way to steer, please remember that you're not alone. We're all on this journey home, all of us, everyone that you know. We're sending you all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love in the world. All the love in the world. Don't be afraid, it'll be okay. Love will always find a way. Don't be afraid, it'll be okay. Love will always find a way. When the time comes for us to go, please know that you're not alone. Even as the tears fall down from our eyes, for you and me there are no goodbyes. So be brave, love, you are strong. We all must make our journey home. May the angels guide your every turn. We're sending you all the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love in the world. All the love in the world. Don't be afraid, it'll be okay. Love will always find a way. Don't be afraid, it'll be okay. Love will always find a way. Across an endless sky, mountains that rise so high, oceans that stretch so far, across all space and time. With all the stars come by, the moon and the sunlight, I will command them all so that on you they shine. With all the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the love, all the love, all the love in the world. All the l
People are on.
Saturday, and I found a bed of roses, and I wondered what they would say. Learn to love the sunshine, learn to love the rain, 'cause seeds are better growing when both are coming the same. The journey's never easy, but the deeper the roots run, you'll find that you're at peace when the heavy winter comes. Ooh, you are running from something. Ooh, we're waiting for that next moment. Ooh, you are running from something. Ooh, we're waiting for that next moment. 'Cause our yesterdays are gone, they ain't coming back around. And tomorrow comes when it comes, you ain't gotta hunt it down. But maybe the hardest part is understanding how to be here now. Now I'm looking at the ocean like a mirror back at me. Who are you becoming? Who do you wanna be? 'Cause the years are like always now. They come and then they leave. But the sunset in this moment never again will be. From something. Ooh, we're waiting for that next moment. Our yesterdays are gone, they ain't coming back around. And tomorrow comes when it comes, you ain't gotta hunt it down. And maybe the hardest part is understanding how here now, be here now. Our yesterdays are gone and they ain't coming back around. And tomorrow comes when it comes, you ain't gotta hunt it down. But maybe the hardest part is understanding how. But maybe the hardest part is understanding how to be here now.
Welcome, everybody. So excited to see you all, and welcome to our third gathering as a community. Honestly, it's pretty amazing watching this thing as it keeps growing. We had over 740 people register this time, and I know lots of people are tuning in on different channels where we're streaming to, but as always, we're learning as we go, and today actually we're going to try something a little different, new that we think will actually make this especially an interactive and fun experience. So excited to get to that. But a couple quick things. If you're so inclined, obviously turn on your camera. We love seeing people's faces and feeling the community. And then also please just keep your mics muted. And then finally, we're gonna you're going to want to stick around until the end because we actually have a really big announcement to share. Honestly, it's the biggest one we've had since we started this journey together, so we're really excited about that. But now I get to introduce a new face to many of you, but someone who has been a rock for Jeff throughout his life and has really been an anchor for our team behind the scenes. But please, everybody, please welcome Jeff's wife, Sally.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be with you today and tell you just a little bit of information. I'm Jeff's wife, Sally. If you've read the book, then you know a lot more about me than some of my closest friends. So if you haven't read the book, then that's good because you have no expectation from me, and that's great with me. I have been on every live event and since this started, and it's been so fun seeing all of the comments in the chat and feeling the passion that all of you have for the topics that we've been discussing. If you haven't read Jeff's book, I would encourage you to do so. Having a background for his message will make these discussions so much more meaningful for you and for everyone involved. So check out his book, listen to it, read it, or any of the podcasts that he's been on. Of course, I'm biased, but I love listening to anything that Jeff is talking about. And I think that you will too. So I'm excited today for this discussion. And with that, I will turn it over to Jeff. Are you ready, Jeff?
I'm always ready, Sal, and I'm always so thankful to be with you. And I'm thankful to be with this community. And I want to bring us to stillness immediately. Remember, turn your phones off, bring your temperature down, and breathe with me for a second. Let's take an in-breath together and an out-breath. An in-breath and an out-breath. Maybe think of someone that you love, like I love Sally. Bring them to mind as you breathe here with your eyes opened or closed. And understand that what we're working on together here is for ourselves, but also for those that we love dearly. AI is here. As I say in the book, it's a crucible that we must pass through together as humans. AI is not human. It is a tool, it's a machine. But the obstacle becomes the way here. The obstacle in our digital world in AI becomes the real way here for human transformation and evolution. That's what we're feeling into today. And I really want you to feel into this. Our nervous systems were not built for the barrage of information that we receive. So the only way out is through our own suffering. And we can face that because of those that we love. So breathe with me one more time, the in-breath. Feel it rise within your chest, and the out-breath. let it out, and arrive here together. Anytime in the year 2026 and going forward, that we're in the presence of other human beings, we are on sacred ground. So let's commit to each other to be present here for the next 53 minutes. We can do that. To be in community together and to feel into what's alive for us right now. That stillness inside of us is real if we can reach it, if we can touch it, if we can feel it. I encourage you to lean into that for the next little bit that we're together. And like Patrick said, we're going to practice something together and do something that we haven't done yet. This is just our third gathering. And for more information on that, I want to pass it to Matt Manning, who's been a critical part of our team. And I want to see what's alive in this community of souls right now. And so, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, for settling us in. We're going to try something today where in the past we've done like an open kind of Q&A. And what we're going to do is have everyone submit a question through a Google form that Patrick is going to put into the chat. And before you just start typing away, let's stay with the stillness that Jeff just invited. We're going to take about 3 minutes. Patrick's going to play some soft piano music and really sense into like what your deepest question that is on your heart around AI in this age is, and type that into the form. And then later in the call, after Jeff presents, I'm going to be taking all of this data from these questions, feeding it through an AI prompt, and it's going to help us sense into what is underneath the collective here in this group. And that will shape the discussion that we have later in the call. So, with that, Patrick's just going to turn on some music, take 3 minutes, and type away. And we'll see where this takes us later in the call. Thank you. I'm not sure if the song stopped for everyone else. It stopped for me, Patrick. Thank you, everyone. We got a bunch of questions. I'll work on having AI do some analysis on this. And between now and then, Jeff's going to have a little bit of a presentation, but we look forward to seeing what the dialogue comes from all of these questions. I'm looking at them and they're really good questions. Thank you.
While Matt is crunching that data, and thank you for being patient with us. This is an organic process. Things are emerging. You could say, obviously, within technology, no doubt, but within the human heart and soul. I wonder if you can feel that. If you can sense that in your own life, in the life of those that you love. So we're trying to make these sessions interactive. We're trying to gather data from the community and surface out for us what's alive. In the last book written by a human, I talk about AI as a cosmic mirror to humanity. It's a reflection. It takes all of human data, how we interact with it, and then it provides a reflection back to Colleen, to Debbie, to Rick, to Caroline, Natasha, Colin, to each of us. This reflection can be a powerful thing, obviously. When we have a more accurate understanding of who we really are and what reality is, it gives us the opportunity to change and to pivot. I want to share with you just briefly and quickly what's been alive in my heart and in my writing most recently, in this community that's forming and that we're going to talk a lot more about here at the end of this call. It's this simple question that is very profound, I think, and important for each of us on this call to consider. What comes after intelligence? I bet, like most or all of you, I grew up thinking that humans were the most intelligent things here. That intelligence is what made us distinct, even, helped us get ahead. Those that were most intelligent, that had access to information, that's how you got ahead. That's how you learned. That's how you grew. But something new is emerging. Intelligence will never go away. It will always be important. But what comes after intelligence? And let me share just a couple of quick thoughts about that. Wisdom. Embodied wisdom. AI doesn't have a body. In fact, a way to think about AI is a form of intelligence in search of a body. Each of you here has a physical body that holds wisdom, trauma, hurt, grief that no machine can ever feel. But you can feel it. We can feel it. So as our machines become, I bet a lot of you have felt this at work or in life, as machines become better at doing so much of what we're used to doing, what is left for humanity? What really makes humans unique? These are the kinds of questions that we'll be asking and exploring in this community together. And these are the kind of questions that I think will matter most in the decades to come. Because as our machines become more and more intelligent, we as humans have to become more wise. If we don't become more wise, the world that we're leaving for our children and grandchildren is not as bright as it used to be. We're not human doings. Even though we may have been trained up that way, even though we may feel that in our souls, even though there's so much we have to do and we will do, we are human beings. So the people that excel in the future that is coming, the communities that excel, the movements that move, the institutions that flourish, will be those that become masters of being. It's always been about our being, but we've forgotten that. It will be those that can be present. What does bringing us to stillness and breathing and having this mindfulness music and blah, blah, blah have to do with AI? It actually has everything to do with AI. The reflection that we're seeing in the cosmic mirror and how we as humans continue to transform and evolve. It is hard to be present. It's always been hard, but it's especially hard in 2026. But presence is what allows us to distill or be clear on the signal versus the noise. Our world is noisy and becoming noisier by the moment. AI slop, if you're familiar with that term, AI information and intelligence is abundant. So as intelligence becomes commoditized and abundant, what's left is humanity and reclaiming our humanity. That's what this community is going to be about. That's what it feels like is building within me and within our team and within this community. So I'm inviting you, gently inviting you, encouraging you, asking you to sit with the possibility of entering the river with us, with me, with us, on these questions of inquiry that we have. Because what comes after intelligence will be clarified here in the next years to come. And becoming experts, masters of being is what will matter most. It maybe already has. It's just going to become apparent and necessary, in my opinion. So I just want to look at everyone's face here and thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day, putting your devices away for a moment and being with us. There's more of this to come. And with that, I want to pass it back to Matt and open it up. See what emerged from all the queries that you put in. I did the exercise myself. And then let's have a discussion for the next 20 or 30 minutes around what it feels alive within the community and group that we have today. Matt, what did AI surface for us? And maybe if you don't mind, give a short explanation to the group of what you did.
Right. So I took all of the responses and I had a prompt pre-prepared that kind of explained what this group is, the types of people that are gathering, what the topic is, and just explained that everyone was going to be submitting their questions and asked it to analyze and look for themes, look for maybe like what the currents underneath the themes and questions are, some tensions that might be held, as well as some questions that we might pose to use that as a dialogue and a starting point for the group. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Jeff, just let me know if this comes through and if you can see it okay.
Yep, I can see it.
So I'm just going to read through what it came up with, and then we'll see what emerges. So what's on the surface? Three themes come up again and again. First, our kids. How do we prepare them? What kind of world are they walking into? Second, the workforce and economic survival. How do I stay relevant? How do I help others not get left behind? Third, the quality of our humanness, attention, connection, deep conversation, the worry that something essential is thinning out. Just going to take a minute with that and let everyone kind of digest what's in the group. And as you look around on all the faces here on this call, these are the questions that are in our collective energy field. And this is what people are worried about and thinking about. Moving on to the currents underneath, it says underneath the practical questions, something quieter is pressing. When someone asks, how do I capitalize on AI to help others? There's often a deeper worry beneath it. Am I going to be enough? Will I still matter? When someone asks about their kids, they're also asking whether the life they've built will translate into a world they can no longer picture. The questions about using AI to think, to write, to companion us, these carry a real ache about what's still mine, what's still us, what's still real. Even the optimism in the room, the excitement about building globally from anywhere sits next to a fear that we're racing past something we can't get back. The tensions being held, a few real paradoxes are alive here, wanting to harness AI's power and wondering if using it is quietly weakening us, hoping AI deepens human connection and watching people use it as a substitute for connection, trusting that this is a tool we wield and sensing it may be changing us in ways we didn't consent to, wanting to move toward optimism without bypassing what's genuinely worth grieving. Nobody here has fully resolved those, and that's the honest place to start. So the question beneath the questions, it says, if I had to name what's circling under all of this, it might be two things. What does it mean to stay human, really human in a time when the line is getting blurry? And more tenderly, can I trust myself, my mind, my judgment, my soul in an age that's outsourcing all three? I just want to say, first off, that I trust everybody on this call. The fact that you're showing up and asking these deep questions gives me a lot of hope for humanity. And as I look around the room, I'm really inspired by this type of connection. And I also am inspired by using AI in this way to help us kind of see what's in the field, but then open it back up to the humans in the room so we can discuss it. Like, how does AI look for patterns here and then help us open a dialogue? So, three questions that we could consider. When you imagine yourself 5 years from now, what's the part of you that you most want to still be there? Untouched, recognizable, yours. Where in your life lately have you noticed yourself reaching for AI when something slower or more human might have served you better? And what was that about? And what would it look like to use these tools without letting them quietly decide who you're becoming? Jeff, I don't know if one of those questions calls out more to you. I kind of like number one and maybe number two, but curious on your thoughts. Which one might
Yeah, Matt, do you mind scrolling up a little bit? What
yeah.
was the tensions being held? I want to talk about trust for a minute. I want to address a question that was on there. And then I want to open it up for comments, conversation, and additional questions, hopefully in this vein. And let me just say before I start there, this is this is a wise way to use AI. What I think, what we just experienced here together. And we're going to talk about a course that we're launching at the end that will help train you and help you get used to using these tools in a wise way, one that you can teach your children about. As a father of 4 and a grandfather of 1, actually, that concern about children at the top really touched my heart. We need to model for our children the right type of behavior with our digital technology. So I have a rhetorical question. When was the last time that a child or grandchild or your partner, someone you loved, came to you and you were on a device? How present were you with the person that you love? It's a rhetorical question, but maybe think about that. Trust is a muscle that we can build. And really, this community is going to be about rebuilding those muscles. Those muscles have atrophied. Not because necessarily anyone has done anything wrong on this call, or that we chose to be born now and this is just the world we're living in. It's just the experience of existence right now. But that doesn't mean that those muscles can't be rebuilt. They are rebuilt through these simple practices of breathing, of embodiment, and of practicing presence. I fail, Sally could tell you that I fail on this probably daily, or I don't know, often myself. And I'm writing about this, I'm thinking about this, I'm blood sweating and tearing into this. And I still struggle with presence. This is something that we can and will be building together as a community as we go forward. Remind me, Matt, what was the first question? Because I wanted to talk about that after I said something about trust. Or you can even pull it back up if you want, or just remind me.
The first question was, when you imagine yourself 5 years from now, what's the part of you that you most want to still be there, that's untouched, recognizable, and yours?
That's a great question to sit with, and I would ask the community, the group, to sit with it. Let me tell you what comes alive for me in that question, and how I would answer that question. My humanity. I want my humanity to be untouched, and in fact, even more alive than it is today. Not my doing self, but my being and feeling self. See, when I talk about AI, like I did in the book, the obstacle becoming the way, I think that AI is going to force so many of us out of presence and into harm's way economically, with our jobs, with our children or grandchildren, that there will be a return to our humanity. I think that we will remember, I'm speaking generally, and these are just my feelings. We will remember that it's in this mess of being embodied and being alive where our humanness shines. The mess, the feelings, the emotions, the love, the grief, the pain hasn't been the problem. It's been how we have dealt with that. And you don't have to look far in the world, politically, economically. You think of the wars that we're experiencing in our world right now, to see that pain inside of us that is being manifested into our world. We change that one person at a time, one family at a time, one group and institution at a time. And so that's what I want to not lose is my humanness. And I want to be in love with the messy parts of myself and the messy parts of humanity even more than I am now. I'm not meant to be a machine. I'm not built to be a machine. I don't want to become a machine. Let me just share one more thought on this vein and then turn it over to you for your questions and comments. AI will never die. Have you ever thought of that? AI will never die, or doesn't necessarily have to die. You get what I'm saying, right? We think that's a superpower. But let me flip it on its head, and there's a paradox in this. Dying is the superpower. Time makes everything precious for humans. I'm 49 years old. I'm not looking at myself in the camera, but if I did, I would kind of shock myself because I'm surprised at how old I'm looking to myself because I bet no one else could relate to that on this call. Time is passing, and that time makes everything precious. So how can we accept what is, even aging and death, with ease, love, and grace? Because death is part of the messiness and the pain that makes us human, and something that differentiates us from a machine. Patrick, what else is on people's minds, or what other questions do we have?
Maybe, Jeff, can I just add, there was the second question of where in your life lately have you noticed yourself reaching for AI when something slower or more human might have served better? And I just want to share like a pattern I've noticed when I can't make sense of something in my own world, sometimes with like what's going on relationally, or I'm sitting in some form of uncertainty. I notice that I turn to AI to try to make sense of the story of what's happening. And I think I'm using it as a way to like not feel something, right? To not feel uncertainty. And so I'm learning that like many times it's actually maybe better to just like allow the emotion. Like, what am I not willing to feel that I'm turning to AI to like cover up? And many times it's just like the pure vulnerable experience of being a human, that like this is just really intense. And being a human being is really intense. And the more I open up to that, the more I realize there's a wisdom in that feeling. And, you know, sometimes AI can be helpful to make sense of things, but I find myself turning to it almost as a coping mechanism. Yeah.
I love that, Matt. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Patrick, where do we go from here?
Yeah, just looking through the comments, I would love to, if
Is Patrick frozen for everybody?
Like he froze up on us.
Um, would someone like to raise their hand or jump in with M? Is that you? Sorry, I just saw some hands waving.
I saw James and Marcos also had their hands
Okay.
up. So
M, did you have something, or can you unmute yourself? Or maybe Patrick is gonna have. Can you do that?
Hello.
Matt? Oh, hey, M.
I was just saying about the gifts that every single human has. I was trying to show you some things, spark pods. So that's awareness. That's the first gift that every human has been given, awareness. I think people have forgotten that. Connection. Everyone connects. I think actually lockdown showed us that actually when we connect, when we didn't connect, we realized it was really missing. And I think it gave us like a hello, remember, connection's really important. And some of us took that on board, some of us didn't. And I think community is a really huge thing that we need to build back into it. I said that growth. So every human has the ability to grow, and it doesn't matter how fast you grow, it doesn't matter how slow you grow, but every human is growing their mind, growing their body, growing whatever they're doing, they're growing. Joy is balance. I think too much joy is too much excitement, but there is a really lovely, peaceful balance when you've got it right in the center between super, super happiness and super, super unhappiness. That balance is the most peaceful place to be. So I think no matter what you say with AI, I love AI. I have multiple sclerosis. I use AI all the time because it helps me and it's helping me deal with my business, is why I'm on this call. AI, I've got a degree in expert systems and psychology, so I am qualified to use AI because I know how to use it. Children are not qualified. Most adults are not qualified. There should be a training thing that if you want to use AI, you have to do a safety course of things you can ask it. Why are we letting these children using these magic expert systems, which are incredible? It's like going, here we go, Lamborghini, here's a key, woo. Sorry.
And these are fantastic comments, and welcome to the After Intelligence community. You're in the right place. This is what we're going to be talking and training about. Because we have created, we have remembered, we are creating the most powerful tool that humans have ever created. Yet we lack the education and understanding of how to use it and how to help our loved ones use it.
I'm not selling these. These are a gift from the earth. They're not mine. I give them away. These are called Spark Pods. I give them to people who need them. That's a pink one. That's love. That's the yellow one. That's joy. They're a gift. They're natural. They're tactile. I'm not telling you where they're from because I'm protecting that community who give them. That is growth. That is the green one. I've done a pilot scheme at a nursery, and I told the children that you have to go and find something beautiful in nature, go outside, hold it really close and describe it, but they didn't. Because I said they were feeding it. They literally fed the daisy the Spark Pod. And they were like, yellow, white, really pretty, and they were describing it. So it's about reconnecting with nature, reconnecting. We've all got it in ourselves, exactly what we need. We're reaching out for all these things going, can you help me? It's inside you. It's always been inside you. Red is strength. That's the non-verbal children. When they're overwhelmed, they can just show an adult, I'm overwhelmed. And we're not using any negative words at all. It's just
we feel you. We understand what you're saying. And we feel your enthusiasm and we love it. Absolutely. Nature is a teacher for all of us. It's one of the universal teachers that I talk about in the last book written by a human. And I think this human connection is critical. These events will continue to be online for a time, but we will get together, and we'll talk a little bit more about that potentially at the end here, in community and in connection. We need to make sure that we're using AI as a bridge to real human relationship. James and Marcos, did you have a comment or question?
Yeah, hi, this is James. This is Marcos.
Hey, guys.
Jeff, when you talked about your age, I felt that one. I'm 53.
Yeah.
And he's 41. We are talking about attention because I'm ADD, adult ADD, hyperactive, and then he's ADHD. And so attention is our business, attention is our practice, and we use AI to build our attention off-ramp routines. You talked a little bit about breathing, Jeff. So that's one of the things that we discovered we call it integration, where we integrate rhythm, we integrate sound, and we integrate breath. And then we use AI and then these devices to really teach people what attention feels like, about what attention is. And when you feel it in the body, and I think that's where we've gotten lost, intuition and universal awareness, consciousness is a gift. It's a skill. And I don't have the picture, but I was completely screen addict, screen and wine. You might have seen a post I just posted it when I was in the hospital, that hospital selfie. So screen addiction, male, and I wasn't a drinker in high school or grade school. We're talking about addiction, folks. At the end of the day, we need to protect attention. So Jeff, that's why we're here.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcos, right? And then James, thank you so much. Great comment. Matt, where do we go from here?
Looks like we've got a hand with Cody, and then
Yeah,
there's one more
Cody.
hand, Professor. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. We'll go there next.
I just want to, and I just froze, didn't I?
No, you're
No, we
here.
got you.
Okay, my computer froze. I added it into the chat if anybody's at peace with AI, because I'm truly am. I think I've gone the reverse with AI. My life has 100-fold become more human, because I'm able to offload a lot of the things I used to do that were robotic, that were meant to keep me going, to keep me doing things. Now I get to experience my life more at a slower pace and with more community, and I'm actually understanding myself as well as the people around me better. I honestly, I think this is a godsend for me, because my life has become so much easier and more connected to people.
Amen. Let me just say that as is everything in life, that it's a double-edged sword, or there's opportunities in whenever there is disruption, there is both chance for harm and for good. And Cody, I appreciate those thoughts. What it sounds like to me, AI has helped free you of some of the doing, the monotonous tasks, whatever. And one thing that I believe completely, and as I wrote the last book written by a human, it felt like a piece of art to me. It was my offering to the divine. And I just want to say that I think art resides in every heart that is on this call. We all have art, some kind of art, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be writing, it could be writing. And as AI takes more and more of these mundane tasks off our plate, the routine tasks, it opens us up for more creativity and art. I think that's a beautiful possibility.
Well, I also did become a musician, so
Amen. There's your art. I love it. Matt, take us from here. Or is Patrick back? I don't see him, but
I'm back. Sorry. Perfect time to have my computer shut down, you know? Let's go ahead and jump to Colin. I would love to hear from you.
This is sort of going back to what Jeff said on the very first one that I talked about, and actually it is using AI because I like to hike and stuff like that because I live in Devon in the UK, so I've got Dartmoor and all that around me. I use AI to actually look at new route paths that I would never think of. But one thing Jeff said on the very first one was he was talking about taking yourself away from AI. And when I do these hikes that it will pick for me, I actually leave my phone and everything here. So I actually completely detox for about 4 or 5 hours. So that's using AI to actually detox myself from AI.
yeah, that's wisdom, Colin. Like I want to give you a stat. That's wisdom. You use it to find new routes. And I want to relate this to maybe, and I don't want to get too technical. What about new routes in our own systems, in our own brains, in our own mind, new routes that we can explore? It can point us in a direction, but then we go experience it. And hopefully with a friend or a loved one. I love that, Colin. Maybe one more, Patrick, and then we'll throw it to Matt to wrap us up for today.
Yeah, I know that you've had your hand raised for a little bit. Doctor, I don't know how to, is it? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. It's so wonderful to be here with all of you and sharing this this gathering with all the feelings and everything in there. So I run a company, it's called Smart World Education, and I do training in AI. I studied AI from the mathematics, from the very scratch up to the top. And what I learned from all that, what I'm doing is, for the first time in history, I mean it like it is, we have the chance to develop ourselves in a way we had never the chance before. It doesn't matter if you have learned something. It doesn't matter if you break up with school, with your parents, or everything. In this age and this time, you can challenge yourself again to become a better you through AI. What I think, and it's very, very important, is we create software for people from people. We create with AI. We go for people who have no clue about AI, and they do the best products out of them, what they can do for supporting humanity in a world which has become a cold one stone out of balance. What we can do together is create with knowledge about AI to keep the world not a whole better place, I would say, but bring it back into the balance. And if we bring back our spirit and our whole being and the balance and the humanity we are, and Jeff Birmingham had to say it in the book. I read the book in the last 10 minutes. Yeah, I was really exciting about that book. I will really say I had the chance to give a glimpse in that. It is not about what AI can do. And we see how many people talk in different ways about AI and lead us in misunderstanding about. When you read AI is doing that and that, you can say also, why not using it for the best way we can do? Because we have the access to all the knowledge for everything we want to do. And it's on us. The human is deciding whether it is going in a wrong way or in a good way. And that's all
Amen.
here people I see they want to do. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to say Dr. HC. Thank you, Dr. HC. The future is up to us. Humanity. It's up to us. It's up to humans. We are deciding how things go. This is a heavy weight and responsibility, but it's also a massive opportunity. It warms my heart to see, several new guests in the room, several repeat guests. I recognize you. I see you. And we have been trying to come up with a way to serve the needs of this community the best we can. And so to that, Matt, do you want to tell everyone what we've been working on before we wrap up for today?
Yeah, and real quick, I saw a comment in the chat from Chris Noakes. He's wondering if he's in the wrong place because he's not sharing the same total optimistic perspective. And I just want to say, Chris, absolutely. What we want to hold here in this community is like not one perspective on one extreme. I think you find people who fall into two extremes, like either AI is going to create this techno optimist world where it just solves every single problem, or this doom and gloom, it's gonna destroy us. And I think there's truth on both sides, and we have to hold both perspectives. I'm both really optimistic at where this is, and like what you're bringing up of it being wrong 20% of the time. We absolutely want to look at the downsides and the risks and understand that. I think in this community we want to hold both. So anyway, I just wanted to acknowledge that comment because I think it's we need to look at both sides and hold both. That's something the world is really either or, and I think we need to hold the perspective of both, and like both things can be true, and that's gonna be what it takes to get us to where we're going. So thanks for that comment, Chris. And then yeah, to the point, Jeff, we've been gathering feedback from everyone on these calls and in the community, and we're going to continue to do these calls that are free for anyone to join. We'll try different formats, kind of like what we did today. People are also asking for ways to go a little bit deeper, and maybe they want more to practice together. So we've created more options for that. And Patrick, I don't know if you can just share your screen. We're going to launch officially today what we're calling the After Intelligence Community. As Patrick pulls that up, it will go through some of the details and I'll walk through it. But this is based on the feedback that we've been getting from the community, that they're wanting some ways to go deeper. Is Patrick still here, or did we lose him again? There we go. Got it. Thank you, Patrick. So yeah, today we're launching the After Intelligence Community. And again, if you just want to participate on these free monthly gatherings with the whole community, you're welcome to do that. Our next one we'll announce here at the end. But here, as part of the After Intelligence community, we're going to have a monthly members only gathering. And our first call will be on June 11th. This will be an opportunity to go deeper. We'll be teaching and practicing more together as a community, breaking out into smaller groups and going a little bit deeper into like, what does it mean to be human, to connect to our nervous system and to our body, and to relate to AI in ways that can help us understand ourselves better. There will be opportunities for small practice pods within each quarter where you'll be paired up with 3 or 4 people in the group, and get to know them better, and we'll have guidance on how to do that. There will be a resource library with a number of resources, from Jeff's podcast appearances to articles to new resources that the community would like. As well as we just launched we're launching a free course, Becoming Wise in the Age of AI. It's got a lot of really good content in there. There's going to be a free version and then a full version that includes meditations, that includes prompts to engage with AI for different type of work. But as part of this community offering, you'll get full access to the course. There will be a monthly mirror lab, which is a set of instructions. You'll see more of it after the first call. And after going through the course, you'll be able to understand a little bit more about how that works. And then there will be an opportunity to have a forum and networking with people inside the community. And then from there, we don't know exactly what we're going to be building. We have a lot of ideas, everything from retreats, events, courses. And so this group will get first early access and 15% off of any of our future offerings. So we think that with all of this, just between the monthly call and the access to the Becoming Wise in the Age of AI course, we think it more than gives value than what we're charging for this. We're trying to make it really affordable, and that the value is much more outsized than what you're paying for it. But it's going to be $33 a month or $297 a year. And what we're launching for the first 50 founding members, if you use the discount code FOUNDER, you'll get $25 a month or $225 a year, and that pricing will be locked in. And Patrick's sharing a link. I don't know if you've shared it yet, Patrick, in the chat, but where you can sign up. And yeah, we'd love to have as many of you here, because this group's also going to shape where this heads. But we're really optimistic about what we're creating together. And again, no pressure to join, but there has been people asking for more, and we think that this opportunity and this community will create a movement and be able to really help us go deeper into some of these practices. And we look forward to seeing you there. So with that, Jeff, I'll turn it over to you if you have anything else to add. Thanks everybody for a wonderful gathering today.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm going to continue to write. My book's available. I'm going to continue to write, and I'm here for the community. You should feel no pressure to do anything you don't want to do. Lean in as much as you would like to lean in. This is a startup that was unexpected, honestly. And it's one in which we will talk about becoming wise in the age of AI together. And so I just want to invite you to be as involved as you would like and to feel no pressure. But we're really proud. For instance, this free course that we put together, the practices in it as I went through it are unbelievably powerful, kind of like the experiment we did this morning with Matt, or earlier with Matt. It really trains you on how to get the most out of AI and how to use it in a mindful manner. So we're trying to be helpful. We're doing our best, and we're trying to meet people where they are. And with that, Patrick, do you want to wrap us up and talk about the next free gathering that we'll be getting together?
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you all for being here. As been said by Matt and Jeff, this has been awesome. I just love seeing all of you. And the people that I know Jeff's connected with on LinkedIn and different places. It's wonderful to just to see all of you and to see you leaning into these important conversations and this community that I think is going to be something that's special and something the world really needs. And so make sure that our next gathering is going to be on June 23rd. We're doing it in the morning. Hopefully we can get some of the people we couldn't get this time, that I know some of our friends in Europe, it's pretty late and that type of thing. But I just posted in the chat the link for signing up for that next one. But make sure you sign up now. And we really look forward to seeing you all there and continuing the conversation. So good to see you all. Thank you.
See you soon.